So it's Sister Soul here with another Snapchat and petty rant, because I gotta get a load of stuff off my mind, sorry. Now my current issue is, you know when you're in uni or college and you try and talk to someone about help, but you find in a block. And it's like, say you have dyslexia or another learning difficulty and you try and speak to your tutors or lecturers about it, but they don't seem to be very helpful. And you start internalizing all of that because you start thinking that it's yourself that's the problem, and it's really not just your fault. So like what I'm saying is, you as a black woman who's in, or black person who's in university and you're struggling and you try and ask for help. But my issue is, why is it when you try and ask for help, why are the majority of lecturers in universities white? If you're having an issue and that's related to you being black, they don't exactly understand you, they don't understand how you feel or how you express yourself. And that's creating other issues because you start to feel isolated and alone. And it's like, why am I going to struggle here? There are so many black people who drop out of university or college because they're not getting the help that they actually need or require. I mean, if you're black, you're dealing with a lot of shit outside of university, and then to have to deal with shit inside university as well. Like, and then the biggest issue that white lecturers have is their lack of understanding that you are actually a black person, and that obviously your reflections and what you deal with is different to theirs. I mean, come on, they don't even try and help and understand. To be fair though, some people do stab themselves in the foot, they don't really ask for help, and there are people who actually can help, you just don't know who to go to. It's usually all on who's there and who is actually available at the time, and majority of the time you do find someone who's available but can't actually help. And nobody wants to feel like they're alone and that they cannot talk to someone, because why on earth would you want to go to university and feel like that you're sufficient? And people do give up, they give up very easily if they feel like that, because it's like, why am I going to waste my time? Let me just throw all this shit away. I mean, to be honest with you, I've done it before, throwing shit away because like you don't know who to ask, you don't know how you're actually feeling. You're lost and alone, and it's like, well, I've got this other issue as well, I'm dyslexic or whatever, and like, why bother? It's the lack of understanding, that's the biggest issue, the lack of understanding. They don't understand how it feels to be black, they don't understand what it is to be a student at this time. And the feeling that you are talking, but it's like you're talking to a brick wall. It's like you're just wasting your time, wasting the oxygen in your fucking lungs. And then when you have nobody who's in your corner who's fighting for you, that is when you start to give up. That's when you start to, the pressure gets too much. And the point comes when you feel like you're gonna collapse, so you just like, boom, gone. Take your ass out of there. What I will say is, if you feel like uni is getting too difficult for you and you feel like it's not for you, that is okay. Don't let anybody pressure you into going to uni if you don't want. There are so many different avenues that you can use to get the career of your choice. It just depends if you know where to go. For example, if you don't want to go to university, you do know there are colleges where you can do degrees now, so you don't have to go to university. There are also apprenticeships that you can do, which, even though they're not very well paid, there's still the option. So if university doesn't work out well for you and you feel like you're struggling and can't get any help, remember there are always different avenues you can take to get the career. There are always different avenues you can take to get the career of your choice. It just depends on knowing where to go and knowing who to speak to. And sometimes that is difficult. Nobody can ever tell me that it's not partially racism, that when you go and ask for help as a black person in university and they don't understand that that's not racism, or at least if it's not racism, there is always going to be a cultural barrier. You're going to do something your way and someone else is going to do something their way, and then when that clash happens, it's kind of like pow. Find what's best for you and go with it, whether it's uni, college, apprenticeships, building your brand for your Instagram, your blog, YouTube, whatever. What works best for you, then go for it. Because at the end of the day, it affects you, and if people aren't being very helpful, then sometimes you've got to take the bull by its horns and say, well, I'm going to do this for me. So, you know, that's my little two-piece, saying what I have to say. So, you know, until next time, I'll see you later. Peace.